This week I've been driving the 2025 Honda CR-V, and the CR-V has been a staple in the compact crossover segment for many decades. And I'll be the first one to admit that the CR-V to me for the longest time has been kind of a no-go. It's been seen as the hairdresser car, a vehicle you might recommend for women, but nothing exciting to drive. Well, a lot of those stigmatisms have completely vanished as I've been driving this one. It's been many years since I've driven a CR-V, but this one, starting with the 2023 up here to the 2025, has been a real eye-opener, and I want to go through all of that as we dive into this review. This isn't just a CR-V though, this is the CR-V Hybrid. We're going to dive into all of that here in just a minute. Let's get it started. All right, like I said, this is the Hybrid. We're going to be focusing on the Hybrid in this video. The gas model is kind of a separate model, which there's a lot to dive into, and maybe we'll get one for another review. But for the Hybrid, you have the Sport Hybrid as a trim, the Sport L as a trim, and the Sport Touring as a trim. Sport Touring is what we have here. It's the top of the line Hybrid. Lots to dive into. Let's start with the exterior. So here, the 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring brings a modern and refined design to the compact SUV segment, showcasing its blend of ruggedness and sophistication that appeals to a wide range of drivers. Personally, I see a lot of Mazda design in this newly designed Honda, especially in the front end and some of its overhangs, but I'll leave y'all to argue in the comments if you see it as well. Our vehicle here is finished in the striking meteoric gray metallic paint. The CR-V definitely commands attention with its bold and angular lines and athletic stance. The front end is dominated by a large upright grille flanked by sleek LED headlights that give the vehicle a confident and assertive presence on the road. The LED taillights at the rear, paired with a sleek roof spoiler, contribute to a cohesive and upscale look that Honda has carefully crafted. One of the standout features with the Sport Touring trim is the unique sport exterior styling, which includes 19-inch alloy wheels wrapped in 235/55 R19 all-season tires, adding both visual appeal and practical capability. These wheels, finished in Berlina black, complement the overall design, enhancing the vehicle's sporty and dynamic character. The black roof rails not only provide a functional aspect for carrying extra cargo, but also add to the SUV's adventurous aesthetic, making it ready for weekend getaways or outdoor excursions. The CR-V Hybrid all-wheel drive Sport Touring here also offers a practical side with a ground clearance of 8.2 inches, allowing it to handle rougher terrains with ease, and that is taller than the standard CR-V. Overall, the exterior design and features of the 2025 CR-V Hybrid strike a balance between style, practicality, and a hint of sportiness, making it a well-rounded choice for those looking for both form and function in their next SUV. And our vehicle here offers an impressive versatility with its tailgates and cargo area designed to meet the needs of active lifestyles. The hands-free access power tailgate is a standout feature, allowing you to open the rear hatch with a simple kick motion under the bumper, perfect for when your hands are full. Once inside, the cargo area provides ample space with 34.7 cubic feet of storage behind the second row, ideal for groceries, luggage, or sports gear. That is a bit smaller as this is the Hybrid and you do need room for that battery in the back, but still ample amount of space. When you need even more space, the 60/40 split rear seats fold down easily, expanding the cargo volume to a generous 76.5 cubic feet. Whether you're packing for a road trip or hauling home improvement supplies, the CR-V Hybrid's cargo area is both spacious and practical, making it a top choice for those who need a flexible and convenient storage solution. So our CR-V hybrid touring is powered by an advanced hybrid powertrain that combines a 2-liter direct injection 4-cylinder engine with 2 electric motors, delivering a total system output of 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. Really nice. We'll talk more about that power as we drive it, but this hybrid setup not only enhances fuel efficiency, it also provides a responsive and smooth driving experience. The all-wheel drive system comes standard on the Sport Touring trim, ensuring better traction and stability in various driving conditions. One of the standout aspects of this powertrain is the ability to seamlessly blend electric and gasoline power, offering an efficient yet engaging drive. Whether you're navigating city streets or cruising the highway, the CR-V hybrid's powertrain delivers the right mix of power and economy, making it a compelling choice for drivers seeking both performance and fuel efficiency in their next SUV. All right, guys, with that, let's jump into the interior talk. And it is a nice interior. I like a lot of the materials that they use. It definitely falls in line with a lot of the Hondas on the market today as well, which is always great, but also stands out against everything else in the market with some of the unique things that they have, which I'll show you. But we do have the black, and it's a lightish gray, almost white leather material. You do have contrasting orange stitching. You've got that on the steering wheel as well, the black leather steering wheel with the orange stitching, all part of the sport hybrid touring. And some of the other materials include this mesh over the vents and dash. And you've got the ribbed gloss black materials on the door and dash. Let me pick you up and give you a good look around. All right, first off, it is a push button start. So put foot on the brake and push in the button. Chimes come on. And the first thing you should notice is the display here popping up from the dash. And the first thing I'll say here is that for the premium top of the line option, this is not a very large display. It is pretty tight. It's not necessarily the best quality. And the UX UI system, not terrible, but definitely doesn't scream any kind of luxury to me, but very functional. So that usually matters a lot more, especially as this is not their premium vehicle in any way. You do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. This does have a 12-speaker Bose premium audio system, all really great. Below that, again, the vents with this covered mesh that goes all the way across the dash, I really like. And then you've got some physical buttons for your AC and heat controls, including those heated seats that we have here. Below that is our connectivity here, and you can see we have a USB Type-C and USB Type-A charging ports, but only the USB Type-A actually interfaces with the infotainment system. The USB-C is only charging, which is kind of a bummer because you have to have different cords depending on what you're doing. You can also see we have the 12 volt, 180 watts accessory charger, and very predominantly displayed the wireless charger for your phone, so you can throw your phone down there and wirelessly charge in this little shelf down here. You can see our shifter, just a traditional gear shifter, no push buttons or electronic rotors or anything like that. Pull it back into reverse. You do get a backup camera, and you might be able to hear the whine that automatically starts up. I don't know if that's the electric motors spinning up or the battery power moving through, or if that's just a synthetic noise so people know that you're backing up. But in any case, the backup camera is not the best. Again, the screen quality is not the best, but the backup camera is not super contrasty or bright. It is a bit dim and matted out. So move it back to park and move on to the controls beside here. You get your drive mode switch, which you have a normal, a sport, an eco, and a snow mode. You have a hill descent control. Again, this is all-wheel drive, so you can take it on some off-roading paths, and the hill descent control definitely helps. You got your electronic parking brake, brake hold, cup holders here, another little shelf, and then your armrest, which is decently squishy here. You got that same brown stitching on it, and then a nice size cubby with a little tray Next up is the steering wheel. Again, black leather with that contrast stitching. It is a heated steering wheel. You've got the button right there. Controls on either side. You do have paddle shifters and then some of your standard controls on either side. And then looking at the instrument cluster, it is fully digital. It can be adjusted a bit, but not a lot. When you do switch into different modes, it will change up a bit to let you know. But for the most part, it's easy to read, easy to see, and that's what counts. We also do have a small sunroof. As far as the back seats go, that's one of the things that really impressed me here, especially with having larger kids. Almost every time I get in a compact crossover, they complain a bit about the space in the back. Here, they didn't complain at all. They actually were surprised also about how much space it had. I'm 6'1", bit of a bigger guy. I fit just fine. Headroom was a bit tight, but not unreasonable. Leg room, foot room, knee room, all that was really good. With the armrest down, hip room was a little bit tight again, but not unbearable. Definitely decent enough back seats for a family. With that, I think it's time to get this thing out on the road, start talking about the drive. Let's go. All right, and getting into the drive of this thing, the CR-V Hybrid definitely delivers a smooth and responsive driving experience thanks to its hybrid powertrain. Again, the power that this thing puts out and the tightness of the steering really impressed me. The all-wheel drive system enhances confidence, especially in poor weather or on winding back roads. With multiple driving modes, sport, normal, econ, and snow, you can easily adapt the vehicle's performance to suit different conditions. In sport mode, the CR-V Hybrid feels more dynamic with quicker throttle response and sportier engine sound. And I didn't take this thing off on any trails, but the all-wheel drive system is decent enough to get you around if you're doing some campsites or something. You're not going to be taking this thing on serious off-road trails. There are definitely better vehicles out there for that, even in Honda's lineup. And you're not going to be blowing off any socks when trying to do a 0 to 60 or even jumping up onto a highway, but you do have plenty of power. Not even being in sport mode, you can get up on a highway quick enough, get up to speed, and it doesn't sound terrible. Putting it into sport mode definitely helps and can deliver a bit of punch. One of my favorite things in jumping into the CR-V is the steering. The steering is precise and responsive, a notable improvement over other Honda crossover models. They've had their steering nailed on a lot of their cars and sedans, but it's nice to see that it's really nailed in this crossover as well. The suspension balances comfort and feedback well, making it a comfortable yet engaging drive. While it may not match the sharp handling of some competitors, the CR-V Hybrid offers a solid mix of comfort and driving pleasure, ideal for a variety of driving scenarios. And obviously, this being a hybrid powertrain, the MPG ratings are important here. Our hybrid all-wheel drive model has a 40 MPG city, 34 MPG highway, combined 37 MPG. We've been averaging about 34.6 miles per gallon, but that does take into account idling as we're doing some of the videos, putting it into sport mode and really testing out that performance. So I could see that 37 combined easily hit for normal day-to-day driving. Another great feature that the CR-V comes with in this sport touring trim are its Honda sensing technologies. This is the adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking system, lane keeping assist system, road departure mitigation, and traffic jam assist. All of these mean that this is a safer, easier to drive vehicle, especially getting up on the highway, putting it into cruise, having that radar guided cruise control set and your lane keeping set. You definitely can't just forget about it and not pay attention, but it does help and keep you as safe as possible. With that, let's pull back over and talk about some of the price and competition here. All right, after that drive, let's quickly talk about the price and competition. Then we'll jump out and I'll give you some of my final thoughts and we'll wrap this thing up. So for the price, a base price for the hybrid for the base model is $34,650. The base price on the gas variant is $30,000, so almost $5,000 for the hybrid powertrain. which I don't think is a bad trade-off at all. Our trim, the top of the line, Sport, Touring, base is just over $40,000, and this one as spec is just over $42,000. So for a compact crossover, that's not out of the ballpark for today's market, especially for a top of the line trim with a hybrid engine. Now, you're not getting as many conveniences and technology as some of the other top of the line trims, but some of the things you can compare it to are the Toyota RAV4, which I really do like, especially if you're talking about the TRD off-road package. But they do have a hybrid option, obviously being Toyota, and it's a really great option. You can look at the Ford Escape, which I used to really like, but haven't actually driven in a couple of years either, and it's kind of fallen off of my I would recommend list. But the Bronco Sport I actually really do like. Both of those do have hybrid powertrain options as well. Then you have the Hyundai Tucson, which is basically my go-to recommendation in this class. I think it's a really great vehicle. It's coming up for an update. It hasn't been updated in a while, but the Tucson is a really great one to look at, and again, does have a hybrid powertrain option. The Kia Sportage is another one that you could look at. I think it's in the same vein as the Tucson, as they are kind of sister companies. It's a great option, great value for the money. Kias and Hyundais have great technology in them, great designs, and do have hybrid options. And then a bit out of the left field that doesn't have a hybrid option, but really worth checking out, is the Mazda, the CX-50. And while it doesn't have a hybrid option right now, the CX-90, its bigger brother, does have a hybrid option, so I can see in the future them bringing a hybrid option to it. But all in all, the CX-50 is a great vehicle, and you still get good fuel economy because of Mazda's Skyactiv technologies. Any of those vehicles would be ones that I would definitely recommend driving and testing out. But the Honda here really compares well in this category, so it's definitely one to consider as well. And I wouldn't have really said that before driving this 2025, because again, I haven't driven one in years. So actually getting behind the wheel, actually taking it out for drives, having the family in it, driving it in my daily commute for a week, really changed my mind on that. All right, let me jump out. I'll give you some of my final thoughts. All right, so after a full week of driving the 2025 CR-V Hybrid, you guys already know, you can tell from the review, I have a positive light on it. It definitely impressed me in a lot of areas, from interior volume to power and the driving dynamics of it, to even its looks. A little bit of the tech and driving position I think could be better, but it's not a deal breaker for me at all. There is a lot of great competition in this segment. It is one of the hottest contested segments right now in all the automotive markets. But this is definitely a solid choice, especially with this hybrid system. You get great fuel efficiency, great power, really great driving dynamics in a really great package. And this is a trend I've seen from Honda for the last couple of years, where they're really beginning to push again for better driving dynamics, better complete packages, and not just pushing efficiency. So I've really liked the new Accord, I've really liked the new Civic, the new Pilot I've driven and liked, and now the CR-V I really like. So definitely worth checking out. With that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the CR-V. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We do a different review every week. Really worth checking out if you're into automotive reviews in general. If you just came for the CR-V, that's cool too. You should also check out TXGarage.com, where we do a lot of written reviews as well as event news coverage from a lot of great authors over there, not just myself. Really worth checking out TXGarage.com. With that, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching.